Today's invocation is called the Prayer for Awareness. Let us pray. God, creator of all, help us to recognize that each of us has abilities and each of us has limitations. And yet we all have a part to play in bringing about your kingdom. You love each of us profoundly. In the spirit of gratitude and solidarity, we ask you to increase our awareness of both the gifts and the needs of those around us. Open our hearts, minds, and doors to the gifts of every person. Help us to become truly welcoming communities where everyone can find a place at your table. We ask this in your name. Amen.
All right, and let's Steve. Where's Steve? Maybe not here today. Calvin, would you like to do the honors of the pledge?
You follow with me. I pledge allegiance.
Thank you, Calvin, and thank you, Lyle. Wonderful. We have a special guest with us today who would like to talk about cancer. So Peggy Murgatroyd, former district governor, has come down to join us today to share with us her message about cancer, which I think you said is 18 years in the making. Come on down. Moving on up. There we go.
Thank you, Susan, for giving me the time to come in and talk to you a little bit about cancer. I got a little cheat sheet here so I don't forget anything, but cancer has touched us all in one way or another, either with ourselves, a loved one, a neighbor, a friend. And back in 2005, when I was district governor, I was trying to think of something we could do as a district with all of our 58 clubs that we can help do the best we can with the disease or hunger or something like that. And so I went and I talked to the James Cancer Research Department, and I decided I would go before the past governors, leadership of Rotary, and see if we could create our district endowment with the James Cancer Hospital. So with their encouragement, we did. And I talked to some of the researchers, and it's interesting because I was up there and they showed me some slides. And they said, what looks different with some of these germs and bacteria? And I'm like, I don't know, that one looks different. And they said, that's a mutant gene. And they said a mutant gene, not everybody has a mutant gene, but if you do, that doesn't mean you'll have cancer, but it means that if you do get cancer, it feeds it. So that intrigued me because they're trying to find ways to shut off the mutant gene. And I said, wouldn't it be great if they could go in, take blood from the baby before it's born, find out if it's got a mutant gene, go in some way and shut that off, what it could do with childhood cancer. Anyway, I'm intrigued with what they do there. And so it started in 2005, and I've been working on it for 18 years now. And one of the first donations that I received, I was at governor's training in Anaheim, California, and I was flying back home. And I'm sitting in the airport and I'm talking to my counterpart, which is district governor from India. And I was telling him about our cancer endowment, and he handed me $100. And he said, here, I want to put $100 in there because if you come up with a treatment, a medicine, a therapy, a cure for any kind of cancer, it's going to help people in India too. It'll help people worldwide. So I was excited about that. And then I told our grandson that was 7 years old at the time about it, and he wanted to help. So he had a lemonade stand out in front of the house, and he gave me his $13. So what I tell him is, your $13 Our Matthews $100 and your $100 or dollar or whatever you put in is still there. Because we only use the interest each year for kid cancer. So what I wanted to let you guys know, I look back through the years, and in 2005-06, your club gave us $2,000, which was a great donation. And since then, you've given some money, and individuals have given money to our kid cancer campaign. You can donate. Normally, I work from like March to June, campaigning for kid cancer. And right now, we stand at $228,735.46. And the interest used from 2005 to current, we've donated $131,618.84 to cancer research. It's important. My goal, $1 million. My goal is $1 million, and it's taken me almost 20 years to get to about $250,000. So in the next 60 years, I may not be here to see it, but hopefully it'll increase faster. And because if you've ever been to the James Cancer Center and you walk in, you see these names up there on the wall, and they're major donors. And I want to see our Rotary District 6690's name on there as major donor. Because from now and forever, as long as there's cancer, you can walk in there feeling proud that your dollar or your $100 or whatever is still working to kick cancer. I put some cards on the table if anyone wants to take those. It gives you the information on how you fill out a check, and or you can do a collection in the club, and the club can send in a donation. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes.
Are you using the gene splicing technology that we read about as part of the research?
Well, one of the things I do is the researchers, they tell me what they want to spend their money on from year to year to year. This past year, we used it on research for medicine, a pill that will extend some people that have leukemia. It will extend their life another 5 years. Now they're looking at trying to find one that's going to take you to 10 years beyond what they've been able to do. So that's great. Also, some of the money went to, we're doing a blood tissue bank. And what they do is if you have cancer, you've been to the James, they take blood and tissue, and they're in partnership with 16 others research centers around the country. And if any of those 16 research centers come up with a drug or a therapy or a cure for cancer, and they can go into that database and they can say, oh, Susie has this kind of blood, she's got this kind of tissue, they can then notify that particular hospital and say, we want to get her on a trial basis. So that's reaching well beyond the James. All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Wow, a great idea. And I love your end goal to get on the wall at the James. I think we should get there, right, guys? So we'll be sending out some information to you as well as far as how you can donate, but an amazing cause for sure. Any quick announcements? Where's John? Where did John Susie go? Yes, John, any announcements on Pro-Am?
Well, we continue to meet every Monday by Zoom, the core committee with Dave Lundergan and Gene Oliver and others, Paige Vornbrock. So we're in the stages of in the next week or 10 days, we'll be putting out the schedule of volunteers we need for the day, which are drivers and people helping with registration, and then some cleanup at the end. But at this point in time, we're in good shape. Claudia has done a great job of putting together the flyer, and Gene has got the Eventbrite site all keyed up and ready to go. And so you'll be seeing more and more of that. We're going to be pushing it out probably right around the 1st of April. So Stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any other brief announcements this morning? I know we've got Wine Not Wednesday this upcoming Wednesday, and I think an email went out to y'all, so maybe you'll be able to join us. That would be good. And then Meals on Wheels continue to work on Wednesdays. So Cindy's always looking for somebody to step up and sign up. And then lastly, on your tables, you do have a flyer about the May 6th Community Cleanup Day. And, you know, last year we all got muddy and dirty and cleaned up the garden. I forget where, but anyway, it was a lot of fun. So if you could set aside some time for May 6th to help out clean up our beautiful community. And with that, I'm now looking for Dave Williamson. Oh, well, there you are. I can't find anybody today. Our Sergeant at Arms today, Dave Williamson.
Okay, the old GI in me can't stand this. That's square.
Yes,
Better.
much better.
All right. Sorry. Good morning, Rotary. All right, glad to hear you. Everybody's alive and awake. We have, well, you know, you took half my introduction away when we got Peggy up here, because we have a guest today, Peggy and her husband Glenn. Where are they at? Back in the back. There you go. Good. So welcome. Glad to have you with us. Today, March 24th, special day. It is Day of Remembrance for Truth and Justice. Heavy stuff. So all you lawyers out there, half day, okay? Just so you know, but today is also the 83rd day of the year. That means there's 282 days remaining in the year, which obviously means what?
276 days.
You got it till Christmas. So stay ahead of the game. I'm just making sure you're fully aware and pretty prepared, okay? For the record, today is also National Flatmates Day. Okay, so if you are living with somebody in your flat, it's a big day. It's National Cheesecake Day. So feel free at lunchtime to indulge a little bit, because celebrate, obviously. Any Stephanies in the crowd? No Stephanie? How about online? No Stephanie? Too bad. It's National Stephanie Day also, in case you didn't. But best of all, it is National Chocolate Covered Raisin Day. So if you're not doing cheesecake, chocolate covered raisins next. So for Sergeant of the Arms question of the day, again, I'm going to give 2 extra tickets for drawing in here. So if you got a chance like that, if you answer the question, you'll get to participate in that. So the question is 2 parts. Part 1, what famous maritime incident took place today on this day? John.
Exxon Valdez.
He is right on. The Exxon Valdez ran aground in Puget Sound or Prince William Sound in Alaska. All right. Oh, crap. Yeah. Second part of the question, I'll get it. Don't worry. Second part of the question is, and to win the tickets. So you're going to get a ticket for sure. So win the tickets. How much oil was spilled? Question, anybody want to take a stab? The answer, 11 million gallons or 41 million liters of oil ran into the bay. And it had to be cleaned. Okay, it's Happy Bucks today. I want to give everybody a chance for Happy Bucks. Anybody? Calvin? Where'd Calvin? Why don't you let us know what special event took place this week? You can brag, because I'm going to find you anyway.
The chamber had its annual event and I got an award.
Yeah, so be very well, highly deserved. If there's anybody that's focused.
Man of the year, I think.
Yeah. Anybody that's done a lot for the community, Calvin was duly recognized. Gene.
So my daughter's getting married tomorrow. So very.
Keep talking. I'm coming. I can assure you, they're gonna be thoroughly mixed. Okay.
You have the toast ready?
And I can get back up, so here we go.
Ah, very nice. Very nice.
Okay, Brad.
All right, here we go, here we go. Number one.
Yep.
All right.
Number should be in the middle.
2170, blue ticket, 2170.
Take care.
2170,
Must be mine.
I must be John's.
Nope. Not mine, 2170, once, twice, try another one.
2157.
Bingo.
All right.
Small pot or large pot, you get your choice.
Big
Large
name.
pot, all right, so we'll draw. I'm a big pot.
Okay,
You
okay.
take two each.
2172.
2172, probably belongs to 2170. Do it, no, try it again. This one. here, okay.
2190.
Oh, Timmy has got it, very good.
All
All right, let me get all my paraphernalia.
We are-
Oh, by the way, never mind, one more thing.
Go right ahead.
Rotary protocol,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. 3 things. Your PIN, your name tag, and your business card. If you have the business card, hold it up. If you don't have it, it's $1. So
Ah.
throw it on the table and all of the fines collected today are gonna go to Peggy and her cause for, so be generous.
All right,
Now I'm ready.
okay, thank you, thank you.
I think that's yours.
Okay, that'll work. Okay, we do have a fabulous speaker today, and I do want to make sure we give him plenty of time because I certainly want to hear the story. So John Susie, would you do us the honors of introducing our speaker?
Thank you, everyone. So the backstory here is that when the Miracle League kicked off in 2005, I was a board member at that time, and one of the proudest moments I had as a Rotarian and a board member is that we were a major contributor to the initial startup of the Miracle League, including the opening ceremonies, a very generous donation to get everything started. And the city of Dublin, of course, donated the land that's out there at Doré Fields. If you've been out past Sports Ohio and back over there where Costco is, and you take a left and it's all back in there. That was really a major coup for us. And over the years, Julie Rinaldi has spearheaded us sponsoring a team and helping out during that time period. So today we are honored to have Joe Fox, and I'll give you another backstory is that his son Joe and my son Pat played on several rec basketball teams together, and it was just purely, coincidental and chance. So Joe and I attended many a game together, rooting for the boys. And Joe is now the director of the Miracle League of Central Ohio, has been involved with the Miracle League for over 14 years, and has served as the league's director since 2011. And Joe and his wife, Susan, have lived in Dublin since 1994 and have 4 grown children and 9 grandchildren. And without further ado, Joe Fox.
Thank you, John. It's great to see you again, Susan. It was nice to meet you. Nice to meet many of you. And it's really a pleasure to be here. I'm going to show a presentation in just a few seconds, and a couple of videos. But the first thing I want to do is just get a feeling for how many of you have ever been to a Miracle League game? All right, well, that's very, very good. All right, well, then you're going to have a chance to watch a video, which is going to help you relive that experience and tell you a little bit about the league. And then I'll say a little bit after that. So Wolf, we can start this first video here and we're off. Oh, sound.
It's always something.
Better with the sound. So while Wolf is troubleshooting here, let me just tell you a little bit more about the start of the league, because the Rotary was involved from the very, very beginning. This year we have players from more than 50 different.
We started over.
Yeah, if you truly are the Miracle League of Central Ohio. Every Saturday consists of 8 games. We play 2-inning games, and of 8 games. There we go. Thank you. The Miracle League of Central Ohio started in 2005, and this is our 17th year. We've grown steadily every year, and this year we had a record number of players. We had over 260 players in our Saturday League, which is for younger children and teenagers, and more than 40 players in our Night League, which is for older teens and young adults. This year we have players from more than 50 different zip codes, so we truly are the Miracle League of Central Ohio. Every Saturday consists of 8 games. We play 2-inning games, and each player bats and gets a single. At the end of each inning, the last player gets a grand slam. This year we have over 300 players, and we have more than 400 volunteers. Most importantly, our buddies, who are middle school and high school students who help the players bat, run the bases, and play catch in the field. We could not do it without them.
What is so special is that all the kids, you build a relationship with all of them, and every time you come, they know you by your first name, and they're so excited to see you. My favorite part is seeing all the kids reach their goals, and I feel good knowing that I may have helped or made an impact in these kids' lives because they've all made an impact in mine.
We have some players who started with needing a lot of prompting and needing, maybe hand over hand assistance. And then they've become more and more independent as it goes on. And that's really neat to see. The Miracle League just provides an opportunity for them to do something fun that they enjoy. Favorite part is just leaving with a smile on your face. It brightens your day and everybody's always there having fun.
My favorite part of the Miracle League is the smiles on the kids' faces as they bat and as they cross home plate. You cannot beat the smiles. I've been involved with baseball my entire life. I played baseball and I coached all my kids. But this is a very special place, and I'm very thankful that it is here in Dublin. This league brings the entire community together, and it is probably the most positive most supportive environment I have ever seen. Everybody cheers for everybody. And I think we set the world record for smiles every Saturday. If you've ever seen the Kevin Costner movie, The Field of Dreams, this is the real Field of Dreams.
All right, now if you just want to tee up the PowerPoint presentation, I can take it from there. It's a good thing Wolf is here.
It's always a good thing.
All right, very, very good. So that will give you a feel for the what it's all about. I'll be glad to take some questions in just a few minutes, but I want to do a couple of things here today. First of all, I just want to say thank you. I want to thank you for the support from the very beginning, as has been noted. When this all started 18 years ago, the Rotary was there with a significant contribution. Some of you may recall Terry Lydon. He was really the person that was the brainchild for the league, and did a lot of the initial fundraising and got it started. So I just want to say thank you from the very, very beginning. But the support has continued over the years, and the Rotary has sponsored teams. It has sponsored special events. And here's an example of the poster that we have at the field every year, recognizing all of our sponsors. And I've highlighted the Rotary because the Rotary is the team sponsor of the Dodgers. And last year was the sponsor of one of our special events called Celebration Day, which is what we celebrate as we kick off the season. Some of you have been out to the field for what we call host groups. On our special event days, we serve refreshments, hot dogs and popcorn and snow cones. And some of you have been out over the years to help at those special events. And then there are other volunteers who help during the course of the season. You may note on the sponsors poster there, the name Julie Rinaldi. Okay, and she was a buddy leader for the Dodgers for many years. Her husband, Dave, was the coach. Other folks have come out and volunteered. So I just want to say thank you for everything that you have done to help the Miracle League up to this point in time. And then I want to look to the future and say, how can you continue to help? Well, I mentioned in the video that we have more than 400 volunteers, but we are always looking for more volunteers. And so we're always looking for people who want to coach, who want to be buddy leaders, and buddy leaders are the people who pair up the buddies with the players. Announcers, that's actually how I started with the Miracle League. It is the best job in the world. And then there are field duty coordinators who set up, take down, and troubleshoot during the course of the day. We are always looking for more adult volunteers. And then for those of you who have kids or grandkids who are looking for service opportunities, I mentioned that we have more than 300 buddies, but again, you never have enough buddies. Everybody can't be there every weekend, so we try to recruit as many buddies as we can. A lot of kids are looking for service hours, either for their church or for their school or for their honor society. And so if you have somebody, it's a great opportunity for the summer. And then we have what we call game day buddies. And game day buddies are not the entire season commitment. We usually expect the buddies to be there as many of the 10 Saturdays as they can, but that's hard for many people to commit to. So a lot of groups like this and church groups and companies will come out for a day, okay? And if I pull this up, hopefully, let's see if we can, you can go online and you can actually sign up. Let's see if I can go down here. Sign up for days. Okay, so here's the opening day is Saturday, May the 6th. We break the day up into 3 shifts, 9:30 to noon, noon to 4, and 3:45 to 7 o'clock. We cover all 8 games that we play that day. And we typically are looking for maybe 6 game day buddies to show up. And what they're doing is basically filling the holes, or maybe some of the buddies on a team have not showed up, and you can experience and be a buddy on the field. It's a great way to volunteer. All right, so now I need to get back. Alt tab. Okay, there we go. So far, so good. All right, another way that you can help is with our annual fundraiser. And this is something that we started last year. It is called Weinstein. And it will be held on Saturday, August the 19th at Brick House Blues in Dublin. And actually, the Rotary is going to be a sponsor of this year's event. Thank you, Lori, for the sponsorship. And I just want to show one more video that kind of gives you a feeling for what we do. I should mention that it takes about $50,000 a year to run the league. About a third of that comes from the sponsorships. Some of it comes from the registration fees. And then this annual fundraising event also provides about a third of the funding. So last year we held it for the first time at Brick House Blues in Dublin. It's a great venue overlooking the river. And this little video will give you a feeling for what we experienced that night. Am I missing it? Oh, there it is. I see it. I went too far. No, that's not it.
Stop there.
Yeah.
It's on a different tab here.
Oh, it's on a different tab. Okay. This was actually a video created by Brick House Blues. They had not hosted many events like ours. And they wanted to use our event as kind of an advertisement for them, but it would also give you a feeling for what the evening was like. Again, there's sound. Right, and you can take us back to the PowerPoint. So we had about 125 people in attendance last year. We had things like a silent auction, a wine pull. There was entertainment. Some of the buddies who won scholarships actually spoke. And so it was a wonderful evening. I'm going to make sure that Lori and Susan have information about that as we get closer. Since you're a sponsor, we'd love to have some of you also come and enjoy the evening with us. Okay.
Is that another online thing you can sign up to?
Yes, the sign up has not been initiated yet, but probably we will get through. Our season will run through July the 15th. Trophy Day, Volunteer Appreciation Day is July the 15th. And then we have about a month before Weinstein. So, okay. I think at this point, scroll through these quickly and just say, are there any questions? Yes.
I don't have a question. I'll have a statement though. 2005, correct?
Yes.
Peggy was the district governor then, and in those days, they had to do something with the spouse when she met with the board. So when Peggy met with this club board, I'm embarrassed to say, I forget who the people were, took me on a tour of Belgium. Showed me a lot of things, and we went to the Miracle Field, and I don't think that had been dedicated quite yet then.
Right.
But it's amazing. And we, at that time, we lived in Eastern Ohio, and Zanesville has one. And I've been to games there. I haven't been to a game here yet, but it's rewarding. What a job.
Thank you. I just want to comment about the groundbreaking ceremony. So going back all the way to 2005, I was actually busy coaching our kids in DYA. So I wasn't involved with the Miracle League from the outset, okay, but I was aware of it. I became aware of it through DYA, and I actually helped a little bit with the initial fundraising efforts. And so I was invited to the groundbreaking, and the groundbreaking was where the mayor of Dublin was there, Marilee Chinnicky-Zerker, Terry Lydon was there, and a lot of the people that had made contributions. And I remember going out to the field, and at that point, it was like a cornfield, okay? And I'm standing there with my wife, and it's March, and they say, well, we're not gonna play this summer because we're gonna build the field, and we'll probably, the first year they actually played in the fall, we played in September. And I'm looking at the field, and I look at my wife, and it's March, and all I see is corn, and I say, there's no way they're gonna play in the summer, or in September. No way they're gonna play in September, okay? I was wrong. I was partially wrong, because they actually completed the field in August and started early. It's one of the best ground roots stories I have ever seen. Just amazing, just amazing. Yes.
Yeah, I was at opening day where we did not the groundbreaking, but opening day. And my family is now third generation buddies. I started with the Dodgers, and our mayor at that time, Marilee Chinnicky-Zerker, this is her signature.
Yes,
I think she was a mayor for 8 years, and of all the things she's done, it's clearly the one that she's most proud of. And quite frankly, it was her leadership that pushed this and brought it to the Dublin. My grandson's a buddy, I think this is his 3rd year, and he's actually missed golf team practice.
Oh, you can be a buddy.
So, because I've got a buddy on Saturday, and it's say, Papa, that's when I'm buddying, so it is a great program.
What's amazing is that some of the buddies stayed for 30 years, okay? It's not unusual, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. And I mentioned the buddy scholarships very quickly. We give nominal amounts. They're not large scholarships. I think the biggest one is $2,500, and they go down to $1,000. But we try to reward graduating seniors who have been buddies. And one of the things they have to do is submit an essay. And some of them are the most touching essays you could ever imagine, because they will say how Miracle League has changed their life, has changed their decision to what they want to major in college. It's really impressive. Yes, John.
I know many times people always make the comment and the phrase count your blessings, but one of the things that, when I would go there, on a Saturday to help out and everything else, is the amount, the parents of these kids that are special needs.
Yeah.
You can't, if you haven't walked a mile in their shoes, that's the part that when you see people. One time I saw a family that had 3 different kids rolling up to the field, and I'm thinking to myself, these people, this is their life, with these kids and everything, and a little bit that we've contributed over the years, and we can contribute. That's the part that really gets to you, and realize that little bit of help that we lend to them on a Saturday was really meaningful.
That is so true. And most of the buddies are the kids, the middle school and the high school kids. Some parents like to be the buddies, okay? Sometimes a parent may have to step in to be a buddy because we're short. But we really prefer to have the parents not be the buddies, so they can just relax and just watch their kids having fun.
It's heartbreaking every Saturday we have rain.
Yeah, last year was really bad.
Day one, I think about the Miracle League children that are driving for miles.
Yeah.
And the kids are so excited, and they've got their unis on and they're ready to go, and well, we had to cancel the day.
One of the worst things that I hate to do is I hate to cancel games, and because for exactly what you said, we have a text messaging system. We try to get the word out. as quickly as possible so they don't show up at the field. Last summer was not a good summer. Yes,
You said 50 zip codes.
yes.
How far do people travel?
So, from all over the place. We've had people come from Delaware. We've had people come from very close to Springfield. On the east side of town, you've got people from, Westerville, Reynoldsburg. Yes, and now what has just happened last year? Grove City, not Grove City, I'm sorry. New Albany just started up a league. So there's now one on the east side of town, and actually, one of our coaches and his wife was the budding leader. They are the co-directors of that league. And so, however, we started last year and you think, so is that going to reduce the number of people in our league? We had a record number of players last year and they had nearly 100 players in their league. So it says something about the need. It really does. Yes.
What is it, the groundbreaking for the one they had in Zanesville? I don't know if they contacted you to kind of give them some ideas.
So I have helped with the New Albany League. There's one in Grove City. Grove City has a league called Buddy Ball. Okay, it's very similar, but it's not Miracle League because to have the Miracle League logo, you have to have a certain field, and Grove City didn't pick that field. So they call theirs Buddy Ball, but very, very similar. I helped them get started. I think there was a league in Troy, Ohio that I've helped. So. Yes.
I was a buddy a number of times several years ago, and I remember one of the parents saying how her child, this is the one thing they look forward to every
Yes.
week. I mean, they're just, it's so touching. to
Yes.
see that. So.
Yep, that's so true. So I just want to say thank you again to the Rotary for the past support, for the support now, and hopefully we'll see you all at Weinstein.
Well, that was very inspiring. And for a newer Rotarian here, it's inspiring to know that all you guys were in on the ground floor. So looking forward to the summer season. Next week, our speaker is Megan O'Callahan, our new city manager. So please make it a point to show up next week. I know it's spring break this week. So those of our Rotarians that aren't here, if you could please reach out and make sure they all know as well, so we can have a full room for Megan, because she's got a lot to tell us as the community continues to just grow exponentially. Let's see, closing quote today is from Lemony Snicket, The Lump of Coal. Miracles are like pimples, because once you start looking for them, you find more than you ever dreamed you'd see. With that, have a great weekend.